Have you ever wondered why sometimes words alone aren't enough to convey a message? Why do we often rely on gestures, facial expressions, and body language to truly understand what someone is trying to tell us? The answer lies in the power of communication, both verbal and nonverbal. Take a moment to consider the story of Paul Ekman, a renowned psychologist and pioneer in the study of emotions. Ekman spent over 50 years studying the facial expressions of people around the world. He discovered that certain expressions, such as happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, fear, and disgust, are universally recognized regardless of culture. This discovery demonstrated the power of nonverbal communication, showing us that sometimes a simple facial expression can speak volumes more than words. Now let's shift gears and consider the story of Ernesto Ciroli, an Italian enterprise facilitator. Ciroli spent much of his career working in Africa, where he learned the importance of verbal communication. He discovered that by simply listening to the needs and ideas of local people, he could better assist them in starting their own businesses. Ciroli's experience underscores the power of verbal communication and the importance of truly hearing what others have to say. But how do these two forms of communication interplay in our daily lives? Consider a real-life scenario where you're meeting a friend for coffee. You ask them how they're doing and they reply, "I'm fine." However, their tone is flat, their eyes are downcast, and their shoulders are slumped. Despite their words, their nonverbal cues tell a different story. This is a perfect example of how verbal and nonverbal communication work together to convey a full message. In essence, verbal communication is the use of words to convey a message. It's direct, explicit, and can be either spoken or written. Nonverbal communication, on the other hand, is everything else. It's the tone of voice, the facial expressions, the gestures, and the body language. It's the silent language that speaks even when words fail. So why is understanding both forms of communication important? Because communication is the foundation of human interaction. It's how we express our thoughts, feelings, and ideas. It's how we connect with others. By understanding both verbal and nonverbal communication, we can become better communicators, better listeners, and better people. In conclusion, both verbal and nonverbal communication play critical roles in our interactions. They're like two sides of the same coin, each complementing and enhancing the other. Understanding both forms of communication allows us to express ourselves more effectively and understand others more deeply. So the next time you're communicating, remember the power of both your words and your nonverbal cues, because they both matter in the grand scheme of communication. Remember the story of Paul Ekman and his study of facial expressions. Remember Ernesto Ciroli and the power of truly listening. And remember, communication is not just about what we say, but also how we say it.